Next question, what were my strengths and what were my weaknesses? I'd say my strengths were being quite physically fit, always trained hard, and then at the same time I think that was my weakness as well. You know, like a lot of season I spent overtrained, just done too much, and just fried myself, you know, just had no energy. And then as people that have done that know, like it's a hard recovery from that, and sometimes it takes like 6 or 7 months to come back from it. Another weakness, I think I was quite technical on a bike. Like obviously, like I explained before, coming from South Africa, you learn quite a good technique and jumping and supercross. Like I really enjoyed that in England. So there was another strength and weakness, just believing in myself. I probably believe in myself more now than I did when I was actually racing, so that definitely let me down a bit. I think I managed to like win a lot of Red Bull championships and Pro Nationals championships, but never ever won like a full-on British championship, and just through belief, you know, like I didn't believe I was good enough, and that was definitely a weakness I had. If you could redo one race meeting, what race would it be? This is a funny one. I'd probably pretty much say most of the races this year in the AMCA. I ended up losing the championship by 6 points. I won the last, I think, 4 or 5 motos, but there was a lot of races I just left a lot on the table, you know. Like I think it was like a physical thing. I had some kidney problems at the start of the year, and it just took a long time to get over that, you know. Like I physically couldn't push. I was getting like thirds and fourths, and I felt like I left a lot on the table. And then coming up 6 points short in that championship, you know, like if I could go back and just do 1 or 2 of those weekends and push a bit harder, you know, like I didn't take many chances. There's races when I got past in the last lap and settled for seconds, when, you know, that's just one difference between a first and a second. The championship is 6 points, so that's not a good feeling. And it's probably the first time in my career that I've actually felt like I've left quite a bit on the table. So quite a few races in 2019 I wish I could go back and do again. My best achievement in motocross, I would say actually just making it here, you know. I think I spent 12 years racing professionally, and you know, I came from not a wealthy family. Like I pretty much left South Africa with 700 pounds, and yeah, managed to race for 12 years. So it was always my dream, and you know, like you don't realize that at the time, but now looking back, I definitely did live my dream. And so I'd say that's a big achievement. And then obviously I won 3 Red Bull championships. That was cool. Like when looking back, there's a lot of good riders that I raced against. The Supercross championship, that was quite cool. Racing Nicholas Auburn in the last race. We also went into that one tied on points and managed to beat Auburn for that championship. And then representing South Africa, the Des Nations, I think 6 or 7 times. So, you know, just to make it out of South Africa was a big thing. Never mind being chosen to race for the country, and then to do that 7 times, you know, that was, you know, I never ever dreamed of that. So that's probably some of my best achievements. What riders did you always have run-ins with? South Africa, there was quite a few, but mainly it was actually with one of my best friends, Craig Vensky. We were best friends for like years, and then kind of had a falling out. And then like the last 2 years in South Africa, yeah, it was pretty much spent. The 125 class, he wasn't racing, so that was fine for me. But then the 250 class, we pretty much just spent 2 years just taking each other out. So there was that. And then in England, probably Brian McKenzie. Me and Brian didn't get on for like a long time, and yeah, both ways, you know, like he took me out pretty hard quite a few times, and I took him out pretty hard a few times, and we had like, you know, we swapped a lot of words and stuff. But it's really cool. At the last, I'd say the last 3 years that we were racing against each other, we kind of sorted it out, and I think it was just like a mutual respect thing, you know. And we're friends now, and we, you know, we raced pretty clean those last couple of years, so that was quite cool. And then Mark Cockledge, actually, when I first came over, Mark wasn't scared to come. I was still quite young, and you know, as I said before, Mark always raced hard, and I think 1 or 2 times I pulled a couple of dirty moves on him, and he wasn't scared to sail at the podium. So, but you know, he was always fair. Like it was, you know, like I put my hands up at that age. You just want to do well and take chances. So I'll probably say Bramek and Huck. Social media, I think it's Nefster272. Instagram and Facebook, Nefster272.